People assume true horror comes from the supernatural. I used to believe that too. Until the year a stranger began standing outside my bedroom window every night. It started quietly, almost harmless, the way real nightmares often began. Like and subscribe to our channel if you like stories like this. I lived in a small rental house during my mandatory service. It wasn't fancy, but it was peaceful. The kind of place where neighbors greeted each other and children played barefoot in dusty yards. My bedroom window faced the narrow footpath that led to the back of the compound. Beyond that path was nothing but bush and thick darkness at night. The first night I heard footsteps, I didn't think much of it. Goats, dogs, even drunken neighbors, all normal in that area. But these footsteps stopped directly outside my window and stayed. I sat up in bed listening. No talking, no movement, just slow, steady breathing. I gathered my courage and parted the curtain. Nothing. I told myself I was imagining things, but it continued. Night after night, each night at almost the same time, around 1:47 a.m., the footsteps returned, slow, deliberate, and unhurried. And again, they would stop outside my window. I began sleeping with the lights on. I pushed my furniture against the door. I even asked my landlord about it, and he just shrugged and said maybe someone was passing through. But no one passes through and stands silently for hours. One night, I stayed awake to catch the person. I kept the room dark and lay on the floor so they wouldn't see me through the curtain. At 1:46 a.m., I heard the soft crunch of footsteps on the gravel. 1:47 a.m., he was there. I peeked through the bottom corner of the curtain. This time, I saw a silhouette, a tall man, unmoving, facing my window directly. I was frozen, not out of shock, but because I couldn't tell he was looking at the house. He was looking into it, peering as though he already knew where I stood. I shut the curtain quietly and held my breath until sunrise. It wasn't just me. A few days later, I casually asked my neighbor, an elderly woman, whether she had heard the same footsteps at night. She gave me a strange look. "You too?" She told me she had seen a man standing near my window twice. The first time she assumed he was a friend visiting. The second time she realized he was facing the window, completely still, at 2 a.m. She said she tried greeting him from her porch, but he didn't respond. He didn't even move. "Don't open your window at night," she warned quietly. One night, as I lay awake, the footsteps approached again, but this time, faster, almost eager. He stopped at the window, but instead of standing silently, he whispered, "I know you are awake." My entire body went cold. The voice was deep, hoarse, and far too close. I didn't move. I didn't even breathe. Then came the sound that still haunts me, the soft scrape of his fingernails moving across the window pane. Slow, up and down, up and down. Then, "I've been watching you." I grabbed my phone with shaking hands and dialed a friend who lived a few minutes away. He and two others rushed to my house with flashlights and sticks. When they shone the lights at my window, the figure bolted in the bush. For a moment, the lights caught the back of his head. He was bowed, and his clothes were far too clean, like he had dressed up deliberately to come and stand outside my house. The police searched the area but found nothing. For a few nights, the footsteps stopped. I started sleeping normally again. Then one evening, I noticed something that made my skin crawl. On the outside of my window, close to the frame, were fresh fingerprints. Long, smudged oil prints, like someone had been pressing their face and hands against the glass. The final straw came a week later. I returned home from church to find a folded note pushed under my door. It wasn't handwritten. It was typed from a computer. It read, "Why did you bring those men? You looked beautiful when you were afraid." I moved out 48 hours later. The police took the notes, but they never found the man. And I still wonder if he followed me to the next place, because sometimes at 1:47 a.m., I still wake to the sound of footsteps on gravel.